Your jobs are ruining your health. Your family life has hit rock bottom and you feel stuck in a rut with no way out. You could be tempted to take drastic action, but would you risk giving up everything you had at home to move to the other side of the world? Gruelling working weeks are ruining the Baigents' lives.
It's just constant. I don't stop.
You go 2 to 3 days without even seeing the children.
They've resurrected a long-held dream to move to Australia. But when a real taste of life there doesn't always impress...
Oh my God, what a coffin.
I have probably not seen enough to still make me like 100% want to move here.
Will the family be forced to stick with what they've got at home?
I'd be gutted if it came to reality that this wasn't going to work for us.
Every day, around 23 British families leave the UK behind to start a new life in Australia. They're drawn by the lure of a land with over 10,000 beaches and an average temperature of over 20 degrees. On the surface, the Baigent family appear to have it all. A beautiful home, a loving family and successful careers. But it comes at a cost. Mum Deborah and Dad Steve have no quality time with their children, and working round the clock is beginning to take its toll on Deborah's health. Desperate for change, the couple are pinning all their hopes on a move to Australia being the solution. Now, they've just 1 week to discover if the country really can transform their lives. The Baigents' trial week begins with 20 hours in the air, travelling from London to Adelaide via Kuala Lumpur. Having finally touched down, Dad Steve's pretty laid back about the trip.
Long journey, but it went fairly quickly.
But Mum Deborah didn't find it as easy.
When you think the first flight's quite long and then you have to do it again, then it makes you realise just how far away we are from all our relatives.
When it comes to the week ahead, Logan's got mixed emotions.
I'm a bit excited and a bit scared.
While Mum and Dad are just keeping their fingers crossed Australia will be everything they've been dreaming of.
I'm really excited for the week ahead, and I'm quite positive as well that this will be a good beginning for us, I think.
We really want this to happen, and I hope it lives up to everything that we expect it to.
And Gemma, well, she's to be convinced.
Hoping to make this one swing more our way of thinking.
It's a big week for me though because I don't know if I want to move or not, so this can help me decide.
Ahead of the family lies 7 days to discover if they can achieve the life Deborah and Steve have been dreaming of. The Baigents, Dad Steve, Mum Deborah, 13-year-old Gemma and 7-year-old Logan hail from Swindon in Wiltshire. Deborah and Steve first got together when serving in the armed forces.
I was her boss in Northern Ireland.
Only by one rank.
By one rank, but
Yeah, only one rank.
That was enough.
18 years later, though, Deborah's the one pulling rank.
Without a doubt, I'm in charge.
One thing the couple did both agree on from early in their relationship was the idea of settling in Australia.
We were getting married in a reception. Then we were speaking about it then to people, weren't we?
Mm.
But in 2004, tragic news brought any plans for a move to a devastating halt.
Gemma was on my lap and I got a phone call from a woman in London, and all I was informed was that Steve had been shot, so I didn't know whether he was alive or dead.
Working on assignment for a private company in Iraq, Steve had stumbled into a deadly ambush and was shot in both legs.
There was a big skirmish, firefight, and 4 of us got shot that day. One was fatal, was killed.
Steve's dramatic close shave with death meant the couple immediately reassessed their priorities.
Instantly brought home, what we were doing out there. You could end up widowing your wife and your children brought up with no father.
But it was just horrific, to be honest, and I think it put a big thing, what's important in life, was that we were okay.
As Steve recuperated, the couple embarked on civilian careers and built up a comfortable life in the UK. But 11 years on, it's those very jobs that have brought the Australian dream back. Running her own childcare company, Deborah's now working up to 70 hours a week.
It's just constant. I don't have a lunch break, I don't stop.
She's almost spends her whole life around the business, and you can see it takes a toll on her.
Things aren't any better for telecoms engineer Steve.
Generally work 150 miles away, so I'll do a 16-hour day.
The couple's busy careers are playing havoc with family life.
I come back from school and sometimes they're not here and they come back. Like my mum comes back really late.
I can't carry on doing this. I think it's more important for my own children and my own health and my marriage that I do find a balance in life and in work as well.
Her working hours have already seen Deborah face a health scare.
2012, I was taken to hospital with a suspected heart attack, and I was told by the doctor it was a warning that I need to start taking a step back, which I haven't done.
Desperate for change, the couple have once more set their sights on moving to Australia.
Steve and I definitely want to emigrate now. I hope that if we do, we have more quality time. So we have that time when we finish work, we'll at least have a couple hours where we can do stuff with the kids.
But unfortunately, their vision of their family's future isn't shared by their children, while Logan's firmly on the fence.
It is quite good because it's in a good weather and all, but then I might not make any friends.
Gemma could be a lot harder to win round.
When we first mentioned and tried to show Gemma things on the internet about moving to Australia, she point blank wouldn't even look at the screens, wouldn't even engage in the conversation.
I don't want to go to Australia at the moment because I've had my life in the UK for 12 years and it's all I know, and I've got friends and family. And
If they're ever to make the move, Deborah and Steve know it has to be soon.
Time's running out.
At our age and the children's
And children, education as well, yeah.
we are at the point where we need to do it now or never.
Whether or not they can finally achieve the life they want will become clear over the next 7 days. The family are spending their trial week visiting Adelaide, the driest Australian state capital. It's a popular destination for Brits seeking a life in the sun. Home for the week is a modern 2-storey townhouse in Christie's Beach, a family-friendly suburb around 40 minutes drive south of the city centre.
That's nice.
Outside, first impressions are good.
That's lovely, isn't it?
And the positive vibes continue inside.
That's a nice big room, isn't it? Reminds me slightly of home, so.
That's Steve settled. But while their temporary home setting has Deborah happy,
Look at that. Look at that view.
Have dinner outside.
Yeah.
Please, come see the sea.
It's lovely.
her reaction outside is a sign she could be hard to please when it comes to Aussie homes.
Put all Australian gardens and a barbecue. But it's nice. It's nice for what we're going to use it for this week. But I wouldn't buy a garden in Australia with a house like this. I'd like to have a bit more room to grow in it.
As the family settle in, the realisation of what's at stake in the next couple of days is sinking in with Steve.
This week is make or break, really. I'd be gutted if it came to reality that this wasn't going to work for us and we were going back to stay.
Getting Logan and Gemma on board will be key.
Our biggest concerns are obviously the children, just make sure that they're fully happy with it.
But while Deborah thinks Australia's already having a positive effect,
We do want to move over, and I think the kids already started to be swayed just by seeing the beach and so on today.
that may not be quite the case.
I'm a bit nervous too, just in case I don't make any friends.
I'm still not sure if I want to move to Australia or not because I've only been here for one day and it's got nice weather and everything, but there's a lot more to think about it.
Deborah and Steve's dream of a life down under will live or die in the next few days. Back in the UK, the Baigents live in a 4-bedroom detached house which they've worked hard to make a home.
I love our house.
Yeah,
in the UK.
We're really happy with this house now.
Which is really funny because now we're looking at immigrating.
The family's budget for buying a house in Australia would be £300,000. And Deborah's got a long list of must-haves.
My dream house in Australia would have lots of light. I'd like a pool and lots of space. That's really important. A good garden.
Big double garage.
I like to be by the beach. A view
The sea.
of the sea. That's it, really. Not that much. Nice kitchen.
Not much.
Not much.
To find out what kind of house the Baigents could call home in Australia, today we'll show Steve and Deborah 3 properties, 2 on budget and a third which could be their dream house. Only after they've seen each one will they discover its value. For their first viewing, the family head just 10 minutes inland from Christie's Beach to Morfett Vale. The suburb has shops, schools and parks dotted throughout, so it could be ideal for the family. But will property 1 live up to Deborah's high standards?
So what do you think so far?
Looks dark and dirty.
Very sort of small and dark, and I don't like the road, that's too busy.
Not the best of starts. Inside, the hallway gets a good reaction.
That's nice, Steve.
Yeah, it's a nice entrance.
But a step inside a bedroom sees things go downhill quickly.
Don't like the fact that a room would face onto a main road for safety. Kids sleeping here, I wouldn't have that.
I like the bed.
Where's the windows? Dark.
So would this be your room?
The window goes onto the garage. Oh my God, it's like a coffin.
The lack of light isn't going down well with anyone.
It's horrible. I'm sorry, but it is. It's like a cupboard onto a garage, and it's dark, and it's depressing.
It's not coming up to expectations at all at the moment.
Will upstairs fare any better?
This is nice.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
The spacious open living area holds much more appeal.
That's really nice. What a difference. It's like a different house.
The house seems more modern all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And the view out to the garden there looks really nice.
On the veranda, something in the garden catches Deborah's eye.
Is that their tennis court there? Is that a tennis court?
Yeah.
Not only does this house come with a tennis court, but a swimming pool and heated spa too.
That's lovely, isn't it? What do you think, Gemma?
I like the pool.
You like the pool?
Spotting a positive reaction from Gemma, Steve's quick to seize the opportunity with a subtle bit of suggestive selling.
Do you think your pals would like to come round there after
If
school?
we'll clean it,
But yeah, I like it now, the house. You've seen that? You forget about the front.
It'd be great to come home just so we can all be outside and be active in the sun and playing in the pool.
After a shaky start, this home's outdoor space has won everyone round. But is it something they could afford on their £300,000 budget?
I'll be optimistic and say 285.
I think it's going to be worth 274,000. Go. Oh my
You're
God.
It's closest, yeah.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That must be the garden.
It's only £4,000 under budget, but Steve's staying upbeat.
It's below our budget, which is what we were hoping it would be, and there's a lot more to gain, which we weren't expecting this house to have. I think it's a good start.
Yeah. Maybe I was being too optimistic, saying 274.
Right then, mate. Let's go. Come on.
The family head off to view property 2. It's situated in the suburb of Aldinga Beach. Though it's further from Adelaide than the last house, the area's impressive stretches of sand offer the beachside living Deborah wants.
I was really impressed on the drive in.
It seemed like a really nice, well-to-do sort of area.
What do you like about it, Gemma?
Really close to this.
Really close to the sea?
Yeah.
Should we go in?
Yeah, go in there, Lugs.
The setting could suit Gemma to a T. And inside,
Whoa.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, straight in the living room. Oh, that's unusual.
That's cool though.
You like it?
Yeah.
Steve, though, just isn't getting the right vibe.
First impression is the living room is quite small.
Yeah.
It could be quite a small property.
Space could be an issue, and the bedrooms reinforce his fears.
This will be my bedroom.
Teeny, weeny, weeny.
All seems very...
Claustrophobic.
Maybe the top there will make it better.
Good point, Logan. But upstairs, Steve isn't pulling any punches.
I think from start to finish, since we come to this house, there's been no wow factor about it. None at all. I almost expected this layout as I walked up the stairs.
Yeah, I did.
And out on the balcony, Deborah discovers a hidden quality that causes quite a stink.
An amazing smell.
The fragrance from a fast food outlet isn't to everyone's taste.
I know I like chips, but I don't want to live beside a chippy.
Joking aside, the house just doesn't match Deborah's vision of their ideal future home.
We're trying to see if we can get a house that's the same as or better than what we've got in the UK. It doesn't matter if you can see the sea. This isn't better than what we've got. Was it?
No.
It may not be a home they'd be happy with, but could their £300,000 budget actually buy them a slice of beachside living?
I think it's going to be priced at an asking price for about $390.
I think it will be $350.
That's just £7,000 over budget.
That's really good, because that means that we could still afford a nice house, and I was expecting this to be way over budget.
Right, let's go.
Let's go then, wee man.
Moving back towards Adelaide, the family head on to what we think could be their dream home. It's located in the desirable coastal suburb of Seaford, which boasts a new railway link to the city centre. And Property 3, only a short 5-minute drive to the beach, gets a great reaction from Deborah from the get-go.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is the one, apart from possibly the budget.
The rapturous response continues inside.
Where do we sign?
Look at the chandeliers.
This spacious property boasts 4 bedrooms and bathrooms, several informal and formal living areas, and views to die for from the balcony.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's what we're looking for.
But we can't afford this.
No.
You don't know that yet, Deborah.
Oh, I love it.
This is the Xbox room.
The games room.
Logan's happy,
I think it's awesome.
as is Mum.
I agree. I can't find anything wrong with it at all.
The large bedrooms are winners.
Oh, wow.
And Steve?
I can't find a fault with this house at all. Everything's laid out perfectly. It's a proper dream home.
The whole family have fallen for this house, including Gemma.
I'll move to your side of this.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm speechless.
Logan's silence doesn't last long when he spots what's outside, though.
I love it. I could see us living here. If we get the right jobs. This house is the dream.
It's the perfect home for the Baigents, and Deborah's delighted.
Just wish we could move here and move in here.
Yeah.
But could this dream home really be within the family's grasp and their £300,000 budget?
Our dreams will be shattered.
So I reckon 525.
Yeah, I think over 500, definitely. Out of our reach.
Do it.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
It may be over budget, but not by nearly as much as they feared.
Oh my God, I'm amazed. Are you impressed?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's definitely something we can afford.
Yeah.
If we get our jobs, for the size of it and everything, it'd be worth working hard for.
Just buy it. Just buy it now.
Right, let's go and sell our house in Swindon.
It may have started slowly, but the family's day house hunting in the Adelaide suburbs ended on a more positive note. Property 1 had a dingy downstairs, but its pool and tennis court were a definite selling point. Property 2's beachside location was a bonus, but the chip shop nearby was anything but. The final property bowled the Baigents over, offering all the space they could need, even if it was slightly over budget. So has a taste of the houses they could call home been enough for everyone to choose properties in Australia over those in the UK?
Based on the properties you viewed today, our vote goes to...
Australia!
I did.
Oh! Well done, Logan! Why did you vote for Australia?
Because I think Australia's awesome.
You think Australia's awesome?
I'm very undecided because we only liked one of the houses we viewed today and it was over our budget.
The last house swayed it for me.
Yeah.
I think I was still in the UK
Yeah.
to us in that house there.
It makes me a little bit worried about the rest of the week because Gemma's still undecided and I just don't know if we'll earn the same money out here. I think it all rests now in the jobs.
Deborah and Steve may have fallen for their dream home, but if they're to be able to afford it, finding the right jobs will be key. Back in the UK, their jobs are the reason the couple are considering the move. Deborah runs her own childcare business. She enjoys the job, but not the workload.
Although I love my job, it is a very stressful job and I work really long hours, which has a negative effect on my health.
Steve's job as a telecoms engineer is far from the usual 9 to 5 too. A 300-mile round-trip commute means he's away from home for up to 16 hours every day.
You can go 2 to 3 days without even seeing the children, and that's not me staying away from home, that's me leaving early in the morning, getting back late at night when they're in bed, and then I'll leave again the next morning before they get up.
While he wants to earn good money down under, he'd be happy to compromise if it meant more time with the family.
The job and salary in Australia is very important. Obviously I want to strive for the better wage, but I also want to get that better home balance as well.
It's a big day for Steve and Deborah as they set out to investigate work possibilities. Both are well aware the better family life they're desperate for could rest on what they discover.
First thing this morning, the anxiety was there for the pair of us. It's going into the unknown.
If today goes well and I know there is an opportunity for me to come over here and be sponsored, we can have a fresh start and, you know, live the dream. So yeah, it's a lot. Everything rides on today, I think.
Deborah would be looking to go back to working for an employer if she made the move. So we sent her to a privately owned childcare centre where she met manager Donna. First up, she's keen to know if her qualifications would transfer down under.
So my UK qualifications, are they recognised?
We've had a look and unfortunately your qualifications aren't currently on the pre-approved list for the ASICA Regulatory Board, which would mean that you would need to submit your qualifications to have an individual assessment to see where you're at.
It's quite disappointing, but I am aware that if that does happen, it still could be successful.
Her qualifications could see a hurdle put in the way of getting work. But if she could overcome that, how would her working hours compare to at home?
My working week is generally about 38 hours for the week, Monday to Friday, and is generally flexible to make sure that I'm having my family needs met as well as the centre needs.
That's good to know. It's about half of
Yeah.
what I work at the moment.
Yeah.
Halving her working week could see Deborah's family life transformed. Will Steve get as positive a result? He's travelled 45 minutes north of Adelaide to Gawler, where he's soon climbing to dizzy heights with employees from a local telecoms company.
It's
to measure up for these.
Okay.
And come across.
Back down on terra firma, Steve takes the opportunity to quiz company owner James, an expat himself, about his working hours.
How was it, Steve? Did you enjoy the climb?
Yeah, it's a great experience. Thanks very much. What are the main differences between working in the UK and working in Australia?
You have more work-life balance. We try and work 40-hour week, 8-hour days, but no one will ever do more than a 12-hour day.
Being able to work much closer to home means Steve's gruelling commute could be a thing of the past. But would his qualifications or tickets be recognised in Australia?
So, no, the simple answer is they're recognised, but they're not transferable. They have to all be redone again.
So how do I go about getting these tickets that will qualify me to work in Australia?
You can go and do your ticket yourself, and you can come on holiday and do the ticket. You have to be in Australia to do it naturally. Or a company may sponsor you, and they'll pay for the tickets.
While having to requalify isn't ideal, it sounds like making it happen wouldn't be insurmountable. Back at the nursery, it's time for Deborah to find out about her potential salary.
If I was to be successful, what sort of salary would I be looking at achieving?
Anywhere between $30 and $35 per hour, which equates to about 60 to 70,000 Australian dollars per year.
That's between £30,000 and £35,000. Less than the $40,000 Deborah earns in the UK, but not bad considering her working week would be cut in half.
Obviously I need a visa in order to immigrate. Do you think the company would be able to support me with that at all?
One of the most popular visas that we deal with is the 457, which is the business-sponsored visa. There may be the potential for us to be able to help you support with that.
That'd be great. That'd be really good news if that was to happen.
While Deborah's received some good news today, the question mark over her qualifications is playing on her mind.
The Australian dream feels a little bit further away than now, just because there's a bit unsure about my qualifications.
Back in Gawler, Steve's getting down to the nitty-gritty and has asked James about his potential earnings.
For someone with your experience, you'd probably start around about $62,000 per annum. After 3 months, you'd be assessed, and you could go up to about $75,000 per annum.
That's around £40,000, similar to what Steve makes back home. He's got just one more question.
Would you consider employing me within your company?
Yes, all the networks are now rolling 4G, so there's a lot of work to be done.
That's fantastic news. Yeah, thanks very much.
Overall, it's been a good day for Steve.
I'm really positive. It was a great experience and it's exactly what I wanted to get out of it.
Based on everything they've learned today, when it comes to work, will the couple choose home or away?
Australia.
Undecided. It's not the end. I still want to do it. I'll still want to come over. But I just need to look more into the qualifications. It is a bit disheartening when I've worked so much to build a business and then for it not to be sort of recognised so much.
I voted Australia because going out and working with the team today, it felt like I was at home already.
While checking out work opportunities in Adelaide has shown the couple they could get more time at home, question marks over Deborah's qualifications may have put a dent in her dream. She'd been relying on Australia to be the answer to the problems at home. Will a rare opportunity for a family day out together convince everyone a move's still worth pursuing? The sun's shining as the family set off for a bike ride together along Christie's Beach Esplanade. For Deborah and Steve, it's a rare opportunity to spend quality time with their children.
We just don't get this sort of quality time back in the UK. We're too busy, and it means everything.
This is 100% better than our life at the moment. We don't have a quality life in the UK. We just don't at all. It's just work, work, work. Lovely, isn't it?
It's a beautiful view.
Next up, the family switch bikes for boats, taking to the water in glass-bottom kayaks. And it's not long before they're spotting the local wildlife.
Throw the bread.
Oh, I don't want to go there. There you go. Oh,
That's excellent.
Wow, look! They've got Liam.
After an active afternoon, the family take time out to enjoy an ice cream. For Deborah and Steve, their day out's been a welcome escape from their frantic lives at home.
I've loved it. This is what today has made me really motivated to do everything I can to come over here.
Yeah, today's been fantastic. Sort of great quality family time that we sort of miss in the UK, and we got loads of it today.
Deborah thinks it could have worked wonders on Logan and Gemma.
It's been so good when you've seen them laughing together and being all relaxed and having fun.
And she could be right when it comes to Logan.
Because when I was on the plane, I started thinking I didn't want to go, but now I've got here. I kind of do want to go live here a bit.
But when Steve takes the opportunity to ask Gemma for her thoughts, it doesn't sound like she's 100% sold on a move yet.
Since you've been here, how's your opinion? Is it the same as when you before you got here, or do you think it's improved?
It's improved a little bit. This week, my mum and dad have definitely seen what they wanted to see in Australia, and I have just probably not enough to still make me like 100% want to move here.
It's been a fun day out for the whole family, but when it comes to lifestyle, has everyone been sold on what Australia has to offer?
Australia! Finally!
I vote Australia because we just I had a really fun time today in the kayaks.
I want this to be an opportunity for you to see how good your lives could be if you were to live out here, so I'm really happy that he's voted for it. Thanks.
Gemma's first vote for Australia means the life Deborah and Steve are desperate to achieve down under could be one step closer. But if their dream lives are to become a reality, the finances will need to stack up. The couple bought their house in the UK for £270,000, but have put time and effort into renovations and redecorating, so are hoping its value has increased. To find out, we sent round to estate agents to give their valuations.
What a fantastic room. Lovely and open planned, great roof space and lovely and light. This is going to be ideal for the typical family.
Lovely master, presented very well. Patio doors onto the garden too. Very special.
It's not finished yet.
Unfinished ensuite to the master bedroom. It will be nice when it's done.
Aww.
Funky children's room. Good size. Is your bed there?
Nice bathroom. The wallpaper is not to everyone's taste, but it is very, very stylish.
Thank you. Fabulous sunny garden with a hot tub. Low maintenance, great versatile space here.
In today's market, I'll be looking to price this property at $340,000. For a quick sale, we'd be looking at roughly $325,000.
Yeah, we. In today's market, I would value the property at £295,000. For a quick sale, £285,000.
You are having a laugh. Get away.
With the valuations falling far short of Deborah's expectations, will the rest of the finances prove as big a shock? The couple sit down to compare the cost of living in Australia with the UK, starting with a weekly food shop.
Radishes, oh my goodness. £1.80 to £2.85. White wine, saving of 5p.
Drink a bit more than certain things are more expensive, but everything else seems fairly okay.
At around £23 a week more expensive down under, Deborah's not too phased.
And there's some things that I wouldn't buy so often if they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Next, the couple move on to examine their bigger outgoings, basing their figures on the dream home they viewed.
So mortgage, £400 extra a month.
That's what we expected.
We expected that, didn't we? Because council tax, wow, council tax is cheaper. Car insurance is cheaper, £22 compared to 70. Oh my goodness.
All in all, the couple work out they'd be spending just £97 a month more in Australia.
It's a lot better than I thought.
And that's based on the dream property as well.
But when they take into account Deborah's lower earnings down under, the overall result isn't as positive.
So we'd be worse off every month by £1,057, and per annum £12,684 worse off. But you still have money at the end of the month.
It's a substantial amount of money, but Deborah's quick to point out there may be a solution.
I wouldn't be giving up my nursery straight away anyway, so I would just get a management team in to run that, so I'd still have an income from the UK.
So it's almost a figure that would wipe itself out.
Yeah.
They could make up the shortfall, but as they take their vote on finances in Australia versus the UK, is the compromise of keeping Deborah's business on one the couple are happy to make.
UK.
Australia.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, slightly surprised.
I did the UK because we'd still be reliant really on me keeping the business going.
I know you're obviously looking long-term with the business, how long we can sustain with that.
It could still be a little bit of a worry for me to make sure that things are going okay. So that was the only reason I voted for the UK.
While their week so far has shown Deborah and Steve they could get the family life they both want down under, it would mean making big sacrifices. There's also the emotional cost of a move to consider. The family decide to watch messages from friends and family at home together.
Do you children want to watch the video of the family?
Yeah, what do you think?
Hi guys, hi Debbie, hi Steve, hi gorgeous Gemma and lovely wee Logan.
Hello darlings, I hope you've had a lovely time.
Hiya guys, hope you're having a fab time in Australia.
I love the close family, they do everything together.
To have a grandson and a granddaughter and a very nice daughter-in-law, couldn't ask for more.
Deb's a really good friend of mine. I met her through work. As a boss, she's tough, but as a friend, she's great.
Steve's a very easygoing person. Friends-wise, you know, he's happy to take anybody in, and he's the sort of person that you can depend on.
Gemma, extremely beautiful, and a little lady, I would say.
Logan, I call him my little man. Little redhead, full of energy.
Yeah, it would be sad to see them go. We will miss them, but we'll totally understand if they want to go and, you know, try and make a better life for themselves.
I'll always be worried that she's okay and how everything's going for them. I would miss just being with my sister when I see her, hugging her.
She's probably my only friend in Swindon, so that's why I don't want her to go.
Oh, Megan.
It's going to sound quite selfish, but I think he'll break my heart. I don't think I could do it. He's so many miles away, and they just mean the world.
Just make sure you make this decision for you and nobody else. I just think it will do you all the world of good.
I hope you pick Australia to give you a different chance, a different opportunity in life, and I hope you're going to enjoy it.
You know, I love you all immensely. We'll be over as soon as we can to visit you guys. And things won't change. You'll just be further away, but you have to promise to keep in touch.
What made you sad, Logan? Was it just seeing their faces?
That was really nice comments from everyone, eh?
Though in the main they were supportive, messages from home proved tough for Logan to hear in particular. Now, as their final vote approaches, will the family decide the country's where they should be, or that life in the UK's a surer bet? Their week in Adelaide has shown both Deborah and Steve the country could offer them the family time together they've been looking for.
Pretty much been everything I wanted it to be, and in certain aspects a little bit more.
Australia's definitely lived up to my expectations. I think it's exactly what we need with the lifestyle, and just for the children, what they can do, and as a family unit, what we can do as well.
Whether it's been enough to persuade Gemma and Logan on the merits of a move, though, is far from clear.
Gemma's been up and down. Same with Logan, really. After seeing him today, I think he will miss his family more than I thought back home.
Being with you this morning, I felt heartbreaking, really.
Before we came to Australia, I was like 100% certain I didn't want to live here. But along the week, it's changed a bit because of all the things we've done and seen.
I've no idea how the kids are going to vote.
And with some curveballs thrown Deborah's way, even she could be beginning to waver.
Before I came out here, I thought that no matter what happens, I'll vote for Australia. But this week has left me with some uncertainties.
Steve's under no illusions about the size of the decision the family face.
The decision ahead of us, it's a big one. We're not only changing the kids' lives, we're changing our lives and the future of this family.
But he knows for a move to happen, it'll be something both he and Deborah have to sign up to.
If there's a difference between me and Deborah, then that's a big hiccup that we didn't foresee that really could change things altogether.
Everything rests on this final moment as the family decide where their future lies.
We have had an absolutely fantastic week in Adelaide. Really amazing experience. And at the end of the week, our vote goes to... Australia!
Undecided.
So, Logan, why are you still undecided?
People are really nice.
Yeah?
But I still miss home.
You'll miss home? OK, that's understandable.
So before leaving the UK, you were a definite no. You've improved to a maybe. What were your reasons?
One of the houses we saw was really nice, and the activity and the kayaks, that was really fun. But watching the friends and family video made you realise how far away you are from them and what you'd be leaving behind.
Obviously, we've still got some work to do and try to convince you that this will be the best life for us as a family. But at least it's better than before we came here, when you were both a definite no. Right? And you, come here. So I thought, Logan, that you would have voted for Australia.
No, I didn't.
It's been a long haul for the Baigents, emotionally as well as physically. But after a tumultuous week, Deborah and Steve seem resolved to making the move. With Gemma and Logan beginning to come around, a little extra persuasion could be all that's needed to see the Baigents back in Australia soon. We hope the future's rosy, wherever it takes them.